loves, welcome back, welcome to a brand new video, welcome to another Bookmas video. So in today's video we will be doing another reading vlog, and in this reading vlog we will be using a random number generator to pick how many pages I have to read in a day. So we're starting this vlog out on a Saturday and I'm going to do 5 days of reading. So this is allow me to obviously do mood reading, but it's also structured where I use a number generator to tell me how many pages I have to read that day. Originally I was going to do the wheel and do it based on hours, but actually I don't have the time to be doing 7 hours of reading because I work full time. So I thought I would do it picking my page count because I think that's a little bit more achievable to do. So I just have the number generator that I just found on Google. If you guys can see it, I just set it where the minimum is 1 and then the maximum is 300, and basically I have a range of books that I'm hoping to read in this video. So I picked out just 3 little books. So first up we have Christmas Cupid by Issa Madden Mills. So this book is a little Christmas novella. All I know, it's 2 people that are trapped in a cabin together. He is a hockey player, and yeah, Christmas Cupid. It seems very, very cute, and it's very, very thin. I think it's just under 200 pages. And then next up we also have Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the little novella between Powerless and Reckless, and obviously before I read Reckless I want to read Powerful. I'm really excited to read this after finishing Powerless literally a few weeks ago, so really excited for that. Again, this book's quite short. And then last but not least I have Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This has been one of my anticipated reads since obviously Better Than the Movies. This came out about a month and a half ago, so I'm finally getting to it now, and I thought it would be perfect to read it in today's video. So we have 3 books. We don't know what book I'm going to start off with yet. I think first we're going to see how many pages I have to read, and then maybe see which book I'm feeling in that moment. So we literally just like press the number generator bit. So I'm just going to press it and let's see what it generates for me. So first up we got number 75. I don't know if you can see that, 175, which means I need to read 170 pages today. Luckily right now it's about 2 p.m. I have a few hours until I'm going out, so if that's the case I can either start this book, because I believe this book is literally page count, not even that. This book is literally not even the page count. This book is 169 pages or 170 pages, and that's 175. So I can either read that, or depending on Powerful, let me see how many pages that one is. This book is about 245 and then this one's 175. So I think what I might do is I read this and then maybe read like 1 or 2 chapters of this, and then I would meet my goal. And I think because this is a short little novella, I think this would be a perfect way to like kickstart this video. So I think first up we're going to read Christmas Cupid, and I need to read 175 pages of this book. So let's begin reading. We're going to get cozy, we're going to get comfy, and we're going to find a nice place to start reading this book. So guys, I'm come back to give you guys an update. So we're on chapter 11 currently, page 87, so nearly halfway through this book already. And this book is just really, really cozy. It's just like, feels so Christmassy without like it being even Christmas, and it's just so fun and cutesy, and we meet these two characters. We have Kyla and Iris. So Iris goes to this cabin to stay, and she bumps into Kyla, who accidentally also get invited to the cabin. So she is taking the cabin for her brother because her brother was gonna go but he couldn't, and Kyla is on the hockey team with her brother, one of her brother's close friends, but she doesn't like him, and obviously she's quite glamorous. She wanted to come to the cabin, enjoy her time by herself, and then he's there. And to start off with, there's like a few little things that have happened, which is just really cute and just really fun and just really funny as well. Like, I love the little pug that she has, and I just feel so giddy like reading it, a bit like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe that I've spoken about before. It's just very much like reading it for the reason of the Christmas vibes rather than reading it because you know it's going to be a fantastic book. But even then, the writing is just really fast paced and easy to read. I've only been reading this for about an hour and I'm already 86 pages in, so the fact that I've been able to do that, really enjoying it. I'm going to reach the page count very quickly. So far I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely giving me the Christmassy vibes, but I'm also getting my page count done at the same time. So yeah, that is it for now. I'm going to keep on reading and then I'll give you guys an update probably when I finish it this evening. Guys, we are back and I have now finished Christmas Cupid, and this book was actually so fast paced and so easy to read. I actually really enjoyed it. In terms of ratings, I decided to give it a 3.5 because it was just so cutesy and it just reminded me of like Christmas rom-coms where it's like so simple, the storyline so easy to follow, there's like a structure to it, there's a plot, and like they even had the element where it's like it leaves you thinking that something like sad has happened, like a third act breakup almost, something happy happens, but obviously it's standard, really cutesy, really fun to read, and really cozy. The descriptions of like the snow and the cabin vibes, chef's kiss. Like, I absolutely obsessed with that. Of course it didn't get a higher rating than that because I wasn't attached to the characters, but it was really cute between the two characters. I wasn't like fully invested in the relationship, but with 160 pages, who would be? So I still really enjoyed it though. It was very cutesy, very Christmassy, very cozy, and I'm so happy I read it. And I actually found out that there's only 160 pages. I thought there was 170, but the last like chapter wasn't part of the book, it was about something else. So we still technically have 15 pages to reach my target of 175 pages. So as I was saying earlier, I was thinking of starting Powerful, as this is again a smaller novella. I feel like I want to kick that start in, and I think that's just better to just start with that on the flow with it rather than starting like Nothing in the Movies and then having to like pause. However, I don't know if I'm actually going to just read 15. I might just read more than that, but I am going out in about an hour, so I'm going to probably see if I could just at least reach my target before I leave, and then if I read any extra, then good on me. But obviously, if you don't know, Powerful, which I've just been reading up now, is actually a novella that is between Powerless and Reckless. I knew it was a novella, but this is actually about Adina, who is Peyton's best friend, and yeah, you learn a lot, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you read the first book, you know a lot more detail in terms of the storyline and stuff like that, and now we get to actually see it from Adina's point of view, because obviously when Peyton gets sent to the castle for the trials, she's now left by herself to fend for herself, but then obviously they do end up being together if you go watch the first book, you will know why. And basically, yeah, I really love their friendship, and I'm excited but also nervous to be reading this for certain reasons. If you know why, you know. And yeah, well, this is going to be our next book that we're going to read. We're already on our second book within the same day, but we have 15 pages I need to read of this. So we're going to start reading. It's now really dark outside, despite it only being 3:30. Is it 3:30? No, despite it being 4 o'clock. But I've had to put my light on and everything. But it's definitely feeling cozy. I feel like the lighting in here is very cozy and very warm. So that's going to be our second book. We're going to begin it, and we've got 15 pages to meet our target. So that is my update for now. That was my rating for Christmas Cupid. Definitely got me into the Christmas mood. I love these little Christmas novellas. They're like a little a genre shift, I would say, and they're just so easy to read, and they just make me feel so Christmassy. Like, I love Christmas, and it just makes me even more Christmassy. But I'm gonna stop rambling now. We're gonna start reading Powerful and try and meet the page count that my random generator picked for me. So let's get to reading, shall we? So today is the next day. It is day 2 of our challenge, and I haven't picked out yet how many pages I need to read today. However, today I literally have no plan, so it can either be 200, 300 pages, and I'll be fine with that. Right now it's about 11:45, and I literally have nothing to do today. I have like no videos, other videos to film, and I don't really have anything to edit for either. So all I need to do really is do my laundry and then like have breakfast. But I have the whole day to chill, which I'm really excited about. But yesterday, as you guys saw, I started Powerless. I didn't go that far in because obviously I was just trying to meet the page count that I needed, which was an extra 15 pages, and then I ended up going out around 5:30 with my dad, and I hadn't been back all the evening. By the time I got back, it was really late, so I just went to sleep. But I am on chapter 3 currently, page 44, so I definitely think I met my target. The book didn't, however, start. This book's a bit weird. It starts on like page 11, the count. So like, let's do a little bit of calculations. So I read 33 pages plus the book, which was 160 pages. So yesterday I read 193 pages, which means we met my target, which was 175 pages to read, which means I had 18 pages over, which means I can take off 18 pages for whatever it is today because I managed to succeed. But in terms of Powerful, I'm actually really enjoying it. I've only read like 3 chapters, but this is from Adina's point of view. It's a character that you meet in Powerful and Powerless, if you haven't read that yet, and you get to learn a little bit more about her. I didn't even know that she had an ability, but we are learning that, and she's actually not alone. I thought it was just gonna be maybe about her and her trying to navigate, but she actually, this one's basically her and this other guy, who both of them have someone that are close to them that went to the trials, and they're both got the same power, and they're trying to basically make sure that those people that have gone into the trials don't die. And yeah, Dina's trying to have to fend for herself. It shows her when she meets like Payden. Like, we don't see that in the book, but it shows them like they're little meet cute as best friends and how they became friends. And yeah, really cute so far. So now we're gonna go on to the random generator, and on the random generator again I just put it back to 300. I had to refresh it because I had used so many tabs since then, but we're gonna start it again. Don't know if you guys can see. We're gonna press generate. Has it done something? Okay, it's now changed. So our new target for today is 191 pages. However, as we read 175 yesterday and just over, we minus the 18 pages from that, so we have 191. That means we need to read 173 pages today, which means we have time for this. I think this book is like 245. So if I've already read 44 pages, I'm trying to do my calculations, like how much of the book would I make my way through. let's check, shall we? Me trying to do calculation. 145. Okay, we have 200 pages of this book left and I need to read 170 something. So if I finish this book today, that means I would have met my target. Obviously there's no rush to finish it today, but I literally have nothing else to do today, and that means I can just sit and read. If we do meet the challenge, I might just continue reading, because obviously this is a time for me to do mood reading, and then maybe we'll just start a new book, and then whatever I read extra by, that means tomorrow I will have less pages to read, depending on what the number generator picks for me. But that means powerful, we're gonna try and read 173 pages of it today. Obviously I'll give you guys updates whilst reading this book, but this will be the task for today of 173 pages. So let's get to it and let's begin reading. Update. So I'm on chapter 16, and as you guys can see, I am more than halfway through this book. This book just makes me sad. Really, really, really sad. Adina and Mac, these two own my heart. Like, I'm obsessed with them, and even the same amount of obsession that I have with Payton and Kai, I have with these two. Adina is just a breath of fresh air. She is such a sweetheart and such a kind soul, and this book is like Grumpy X Sunshine. It's a slow burn, and I can just feel the tension oozing from this book. And these two right here, I'm obsessed with them. I'm obsessed, and I'm scared. This book, we have not a lot to get through. Obviously we're on chapter 16, page 181. This book has about 250 pages, so we've got about 70 pages until I finish the book. My plan now is I've got a few things that I need to do, so we have not that long to meet our target. I think if I finish this book, we meet our target. Am I right? I can't remember what I said earlier. I can't remember. We will revisit it later when I actually finish the book, when we actually go to count how many pages I've read. But this book, I'm obsessed with it. And for the size of it as well, this is a lot shorter than the other book, but this series is becoming one of my favourites, and I don't know why it took me so long to read any of these books. I still have Reckless to go, which I'm really, really excited for as well. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with it. That's my update for now. I'm going to carry on reading and see where I get to and how far I get to. So I'll speak to you guys in a bit. This book has destroyed me. That ending. I can't even. That is what this book has done to me. You guys are gonna have to wait until tomorrow for me to give my review, because I can't. I'm distraught. Like, the first, I need to sleep. I'm too distraught. I need to think about something else. So I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Oh my gosh, the ending, I can't. That's gonna be my update for now, guys, because right now your girl is distraught. Laura, what have you done to me, girl? This novella is like broken me to the core. So guys, you know what time it is. We've now finished Powerful. Today is a new day. I am back home now after work, and I thought I'd come and give you guys an update and talk about Powerful. So obviously we have now finished Powerful, and this book has destroyed me. If you guys saw my reaction from the previous clip, I was distraught, your girl was distraught. If you know, you know. And let's just say this book, I'm obsessed with it. Adina and Mac, these two are so precious, and the perspectives that we get and just everything about it, and seeing it, how it integrates with the first book, I'm obsessed. Like, these two together were so cute. The little moments, like him teaching her how to defend herself and her teaching him how to knit and crochet, and like skipping and stealing, and like the fort sleepovers, and just like everything about this book was so precious, and I loved it so much. In terms of rating, I am so indecisive right now. I gave Powerless a 4.75. This book, I am so tempted to give it a 5 stars, just because the ending, like literally the ending alone ripped my heart. Despite ripping it out, I was just like obsessed with this book basically, and I can't wait for Reckless and to dig into it, and I'm so happy I've read this now. I think what was really good is reading it so shortly after Powerless felt really good, because I knew what was happening. I felt really attached to the characters and I wasn't losing that, and I'm hoping to read Reckless really soon as well, hopefully by the end of the year. And I definitely want my reaction for that, because I feel like I've got my reaction for Powerless in the Pinterest video, so go watch it if you haven't. And then I've just gotten my reaction to this one, and Reckless is obviously the proper second book in the trilogy. But I'm obsessed with this series. I am so happy now that I've actually read it and quite up to date. I just have one more book to go, but I'm obsessed with it. So good, and I enjoyed reading it so much. Like, I don't even know how to think right now. Like, even today I was still thinking about it. Yesterday, like after finishing the book, guess what your girl did? I went straight onto TikTok and looked at fan edits all evening. I didn't do anything else but that, and what did I do? I sobbed even more, just even reminiscing the different parts of this book. I was distraught, like I was bawling my eyes out, and yeah, I just loved it so much. So that was the second book we managed to read. I'm actually proud that I managed to read 2 books in 2 days. So in terms of the page count, my target was obviously to read 173 pages. I ended up reading 201 pages altogether, because this book was about 250, and then obviously I read this book from page 44 to when it finished, and yeah, I read 201 pages, which means I was actually 28 pages over my target, which was 173, which means whatever I need to read today, I will take it off of that. So obviously that's actually really good, because obviously I'm back home now from work. I only have a couple hours until the evening, so I hope with my whole heart that my next reading goal for today is not extremely high, just for the fact I have less time to read compared to the first 2 days. However, I am in the reading mood, and obviously, as I was talking about earlier, our next book is Nothing Like the Movies by Liz Painter. As I said before, this follows Liz and Wes, but this time around they're in college and we get to learn a little bit more, and it's like the sequel that we wouldn't usually get in like a happy ever after little rom-com. So really super excited to begin this, and I've heard that it's actually more in Wes's point of view, which is something that I really wanted in the first book. I loved your POVs, They're like my favourite thing ever. I'd rather have a dual POV than have like where it's just one person speaking and it's just in their POV. I just love it. It just gives you so much more depth and understanding of both characters. So that's going to be our next book. But now we're going to pick out how many pages I need to read. So we're going to quickly go up, if I can find it. Okay, I found it. The random number generator. So it's actually refreshed because obviously it's a brand new day. So we're going to set it back up to 300. So I'm just going to press generate and see what we get. I've just done it again and it says 141. So if we're going to minus the 28 from that means we have 113 to read of Nothing Like the Movies. We might read more, we might read less. Obviously my target is to read 113, which is obviously it's getting short and short each time. That's because I'm actually meeting my target. Maybe our target for today. We have 113 pages to read, which I think is plenty of time because it's around 5 o'clock now. So we're going to start reading Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. Let's get to it. I am super excited to read this book and give you guys my thoughts and feelings. Less than 8 pages into this book, not even 8 pages. I haven't even entered chapter 1 of this book and already your girl's not happy. What? I know it's common knowledge that these two break up, however I wasn't expecting it that soon. Like how? I'm so sad to be back together by the end of this book. If they don't, I am yeeting this book as far as it can go. So today is Tuesday, so day 4 of the challenge of trying to read the pages that the random generator picks for me. So yesterday's goal was 113 pages. The main goal was 141, but obviously as I read extra the day before, it just carried on following. So my task was to read 113 pages. Obviously we started Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and despite me being very, like, I knew what was happening before it was gonna happen, however I didn't know it was that early on. But now I'm into the story, I understand, and I'm actually really excited to read this book in Wes's point of view. This is definitely more in his point of view than Liz's, but it's still dual POV, and I just really love that. I think we're going to learn a lot more of him because I wanted to know more of him in the last book, but this time round they're older and I kind of really enjoy the college environment as well. I find it very refreshing and just different, and even though I love like the nostalgia of like being a teenager and the teenage angst and teenage first love and stuff like that, I do really enjoy the college setting, and to see those characters that you love when they were in high school to now in college, and their lives can be very different from when they were 16 compared to when they're like 20. So it's just really refreshing to see, and I am actually really enjoying the plot line and the storyline. I want to see more of them. We're seeing cheeky Wes again, which we love, and yeah, I really love that. And Les as well, like my girl. I feel so sorry for her. Like, we need to learn more about the situation for now, but both of them are my babies. I think from the first book I really enjoyed both characters, so even though you might say that one's in the wrong for right now, I still very much love both of them. But we met my goal of 113 pages. I read obviously 15 pages over, but unlike the previous days I was able to read even more than like my main target. Like I was able to read actually my main target and more. With this one I only read up to just over, because I started to get really tired. I was planning to keep on reading this book because I didn't actually want to put it down, but I ended up getting really tired. It was only like 8 o'clock, but my body was ready to shut down, so I thought I didn't meet my target, because in my head it was 141 pages I needed to read, until obviously I checked my main target and then it's actually 113. So I at least met the target. I would have loved to read a little bit more than that, because I was actually really enjoying the story and didn't want to put it down, but I just wanted to go sleep. And again, just reading the start of each chapter where there's little movie quotes, I loved it. Like some of the movies I haven't watched before, but I just love the little rom-com movie commentary. I just find it so cute. And again, Liz with her music playlist, so she's obsessed with music, and like she'll be listening to like certain music and it'll like reminisce like how she's feeling and match her feelings and emotions and what's happening at that time. And I just love that. So I'm actually really enjoying this so far. Obviously we're only 128 pages in. I don't think it's as best as the first book, just because the first book was the first time like reading all of that stuff, having all those elements in it, and it's just like made it like chef's kiss, like made it so unique. So this one's just kind of doing the same thing. It's not really special in its right, it's just more a sequel to the first book. So now we're gonna pick out my next page count for today. It actually went ahead and reset it, so we can pretty much get anything. We can get more than the page count that we had last time, or we can have less, but we'll see. We're gonna press generate. Okay, so I've just pressed generate, as you guys saw, and it says that we have to read 160 pages today. However, as I read 15 pages over the page count yesterday, I believe, if my calculations are correct, that means we get to minus 15 from 160. So 160 minus 15 is 145. So we have 145 pages to read today. That's actually a good page count. Like, I'm actually quite happy that most of my reads have been between the 100 and 200. It's not too little, but it's not too a lot as well. And obviously, since reading the 2 novellas within like 2 days, because they're so short, I think it's only right that we take our time with nothing like the movies. I think this will probably be our last book in the challenge, depending on the page count, unless I just carry on reading this book. But so far, that is like my update for now. I'm obviously heading off to work, as you guys can guess, and I probably won't be doing any reading at work just because I'm at work, but definitely when I come back, I'll be back about 4:35, and then when we come back, we're going to do some more reading together, and we're going to meet our target of 145. So yeah, that is our target for today. It's set, it's sealed, so let's begin reading. I'll catch up with you guys in a bit to give you guys an update. So see you guys soon, and we'll chat later. So today is day 5 of our vlog, and obviously, as you guys know, yesterday I was reading nothing like the movies, and I didn't actually vlog anything yesterday, but in terms of an update, I did not meet my target of 145 pages. I ended up reading up until 207, and I started reading on 128, so I don't know how many pages I did read, but let me quickly do a little calculation. But obviously, as I was saying before, I'm actually really enjoying the book and the plot that Lynn Painter has definitely gone for this time round, and it's like almost back at the beginning of the first book, but they're in college, and it's like a lot of groveling, a little bit of second chance, and Wes is convinced, like he wants her back basically. And yeah, just seeing the development of that, but also the college and learning a little bit more about Wes and some things that he's gone through, and learning a little bit more about that. But still, I'm not ready. He hasn't earned Liz's heart yet, and that is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the time where we can say that he actually finally deserves her after everything that went down. I'm enjoying it so far, more than I thought I would, and yeah, it's very refreshing, and it's definitely one of those stories, like if you like the way the first book ended and that was it, you don't have to read it. But for someone like me, I'm really invested in like when there's like rom-coms and stuff like that, what actually happens when the movie ends or when the book ends, because there's some books that you have and it's just like happy ever after and that's it, or like movies, and I'm always curious to see what would have actually happened if there was a sequel to the movie or like to a book, and that gives you this. And obviously it's not how you might want it to have happened, but it would have been good to see like 2 different POVs. But I'm definitely happy with the route it did go down. In terms of pages I read yesterday, I read 79 pages. I've just done the calculations now, which means I was behind my target of 145. Yeah, 145. So if we minus that, I didn't read 66 pages. So we're going to calculate now with the random number generator to see how many pages I need to read, and then we need to add 66 pages on top of that. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to go and find the random number generator again. So we're going to pick now how many pages I need to read. Okay, right. That's not as bad as what I was thinking. So I got 101 on here, which means I need to read 101 pages. However, as I was behind 66 pages yesterday, we need to add that on to the new total. So that means our new total, I have to use a calculator for this guy to come that thick, is 167. So today my goal is to read 167 pages of Nothing Like the Movies. I might read more because I do want to finish the book today. However, I'm not going to rush myself. We do have pretty much the whole day to sit and read now. So I'm going to get crack-a-lacking, begin and continue Nothing Like the Movies. And then I'm going to come back a little bit later in the afternoon just to tell you guys my thoughts and feelings on the book as I'm feeling now. And then I probably won't give you guys an update either until the evening, maybe when I finish the book or if I reach my target, just kind of giving you guys a final review if I do finish the book. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to begin reading. So let's continue reading and I'll speak to you guys in a bit. So it is a little while later, it's around 5 PM, but I've actually finished Nothing Like the Movies. Like, I binged it today, and Lynn Painter, you did it again. So I was super worried about this because it's a sequel to a book that I love so much, and some people may say you don't need a new book. However, I loved this book. Like, Liz and Wes, they own my heart so much, and I just love how cutesy this book is. I'm a rom-com girly, like, through and through, and this book just made me so happy. And as I said before, the fact that we get a little bit of a deeper understanding of like Wes and where he came from. Like, I would say this is like his book. The first book is definitely like Liz and Wes, mainly Liz and her dealing with something that was very difficult for her, and this book was like Wes's time to shine, where he's also going through something difficult, and I just really loved that. But I also loved the open groveling that Wes shows. Like, I was still in love with him still, even though there were certain things that he did that was like, Wes maybe shouldn't have done. Like, I think he should have I feel like he should have given Liz a option and a choice, and I get why she was so upset with him. And I just love how realistic this story is. It's kind of just like so much raw, I think, with this element to it. I know some people said that this book wasn't needed, but for me, I feel like it just added another element of depth to the characters and makes you like understand them a little bit more. In terms of rating, I don't even know what to rate this book. I was thinking a 4.5 because the first book was just an OG. However, this book, I just feel so giddy still, like reading it, and I just finished it. Like I feel so giddy, and I feel like there was so much development in the storyline. I know some people said that it wasn't like needed, and that some people said they actually fell out of love with the couple and kind of ruined some things, but for me it just really solidified my love. What I love about the story as well is like there's no spice in it. There are kisses and stuff like that, but there's no spice, so you can just really focus on the characters and allow that depth. And I think it's also the perfect amount of pages as well. It's not too many pages for the story. I feel like it was perfect, and maybe a little bit less. And yeah, I wasn't bored throughout reading this at all. Absolutely adored it. So I would say I would actually give it a 5 stars. I know many people haven't given it a 5 stars. I know a lot of people have given it less than the first book, but this book I just loved it just as much as I loved the first one. The first one will always be my baby, but this one definitely came second. So absolutely adored this book and decided to give it a 5 stars. But that means we have definitely reached my page count, because my page count was to read 167 pages I believe, and I finished this book on 438. Let me quickly do the calculations of that actually. So guys, I've just looked at it. We've actually read 228 pages today, which means we definitely succeeded my target. That's the best way to end this video. Obviously I wasn't at work today, which means I was able to finish this book. I'm obsessed with these two. I'm obsessed with this series. It's definitely one of my favourite YA romances ever. This needs to be turned into a movie, a TV show, I don't care. One of them they pick, but it is amazing. I love Lynn Painter and I can't wait to continue to read more of her books. But that is it really for this video. But I'm actually really happy with the books I read. I feel like we had a really good reading week. I hope you guys enjoyed this and spending a few days or a week with me reading some books, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. But that is it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like and a subscribe, and then also follow my socials down below. But that is it for now guys. Stay blessed everyone, and as I always say, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye my love.